I'll say it again.
All right.
Which of these two roads are you traveling on? This question that we all must ponder and answer, Jesus must answer. Jesus lets us know that we do have an option of either traveling the wide or the narrow road. Jesus has provided a description of these two roads. One leads to the entry into the kingdom of God, and the other leads to destruction and death. It would be easy for me to stand up here in front of you today to talk about non-believers that are running around on the wide road just having fun. But today I'm going to spend some time on why so many Christians have decided to take the easy way and think there's no consequences to this decision. The narrow gate refers to Jesus Christ. It is only through a personal relationship with Him that we can enter God's kingdom. So why so many of us live our lives according to our flesh, and it tells us what to do? Let me explain why. Right now, there's no accountability. We live in a world that is based on pleasure and satisfaction to fulfill those two areas of need. We pursue secular toys by any means necessary. We wake up and instead of thanking God for being here, the first words out of our mouths is, I wish somebody would mess with me today. There is no accountability for our actions because we have allowed our shortcomings to be justified by constantly blaming others for our failures. We find it easy to criticize and degrade others only to make ourselves feel better. We constantly complain about how unfair life is and question God's ability to save us because we're all looking for that quick fix. And then we wake up and we ask God, where's my blessing? Because we just expect a miracle that day. And we have the nerve to ask, so what's taking you so long? Make no mistake, new life, He could deliver you before you even ask. But what would you learn from that? We consider a church a magic shop. I'll do what I do during the week, go to church on Sunday, ask for forgiveness, and then start havoc again on Monday. But first Sundays are the most important. I can take communion, have my sins washed away for the month, so that gives me 30 more days. Next time I check it out. And I refer to these people as IKEA Christians. Has everyone heard of IKEA? It's that bright blue and gold store that you can't miss on the highway. Even if you don't need anything, you still go in it. You walk around the store, and it's spectacular inside. It has everything you need for your home. The showroom displays furniture that is perfectly made and arranged in a way you can just imagine. That's exactly what I'm going to have in my house. There's customer service representatives everywhere that are so helpful because their goal is to fulfill every dream you have. So after buying a lot of stuff you don't need, they send you downstairs. And this is where reality sets in. The light is a little dimmer. There's not that many customer service staff around. And when you run into one, the only instruction they have for you is to pick up your furniture on that aisle right there. You discover that that 4-piece bedroom set on the showroom floor is in 6 boxes that you need to drag out the store and put it together. So you get home and you open the boxes, and there's no written instructions. You get this illustration on how to put the furniture together. And we use this furniture, and I was told to say this, we use this furniture early in our marriage, early. And the end result of this is some shaky furniture with extra pieces that you say, well, that was a blessing, extra pieces that I don't need. Because you don't know where they go. This is the same way people are becoming Christians today. One day you decide to go to church because your friend at work seems to be so happy, and the only thing they keep on saying is, I'm blessed. So you go out and find a church, and you look for the biggest one you can find, because you're thinking God must be in there. You go inside, and the sanctuary is just like IKEA. Everything is beautiful, well maintained. Everybody inside the church is well dressed. They're happy and so glad to see you when visitors are recognized. You're moved by the sermon, but just a little confused and disappointed because the pastor has to stop because he has another service in an hour. So you end up joining the church because you got to hear part 2 next week. And similar to IKEA, the showroom IKEA, you go home and your furniture is not that good. There's no one hugging you anymore. And there's probably someone at your house teasing you because you went to church. You go looking for a Bible because the pastor said to read it every day. But the only one you can find is the King James Version your mother gave you years ago. Because you never purchased one. Then you start to read. And I still to this day have problems reading the King James Bible. And I read my Bible every day. It's confusing to you. It's like pulling out the instructions out the box in the IKEA furniture. There's no customer service staff around to help you. So you start building your faith on what you think it should look like, and not what God come from a church that we don't get into all this. Okay? We love Jesus like everybody else loves Jesus, but it's like, yay, Jesus. That was it. I'm going to try to behave myself. Okay? You turn into a perfect Christian overnight. And instead of understanding what the word truly means, you interpret it to fit your own needs and desires. Remember those little pieces on the floor? Those are the parts of the Bible that we conveniently leave out, such as patience, love, and forgiveness. We have become so focused on what we're not supposed to do, we forget what we should be doing for God. And unfortunately, some churches are starting to be filled with these type of Christians. That we are trying to create the perfect church, so when Jesus comes back, he can take us home. But that's not reality. Because today, people are using the Bible as an instrument to divide and not unite. God is not impressed with a church full of Bible-toting scholars that are just praised for their deeds, hard work, and perseverance, but has forgotten how to love. He don't care how hard I pray, how hard I preach up here. He don't care how hard we sing. If you don't have love, you need to work on something. This is one of the main reasons people are turning away from church today. You walk in, and even though nobody never say anything to you, the nonverbals give it all away. I don't want you here because you don't look like me. I don't want you here because you don't dress like me. And most recently, I don't want you here because you don't love the right people. I used to be this kind of Christian. But when God touched me, I don't have the right to judge anybody. He's like, on judgment day, I'll be up there long enough explaining what I did. I don't have time to worry about what you did. We need to be reminded of what Paul said in Romans 14:19. Therefore, let us pursue the things which make for peace, and the things by which we may edify another.
Yes, sir.
Picking and choosing the verses that you want to use in the Bible allows you to become a person that you may think is perfect, but you're not perfect. And one day I just got tired, and I asked Jesus to rescue me. And he put me on the narrow road. And if he puts you on the narrow road, he's going to put you on that road based on your Christian maturity. I was at the front of the road, looking that way. And while you're on this road, you're going to discover that it's not like I-95 or I-25. exit markers. Because Jesus realizes if he put blessings on exit 1, we would all turn off. Missing all the blessings down the road. The narrow road is a continuous journey that allows you to build a personal relationship with Jesus.
Come on, bro.
And it's all right to have a conversation with him. Because I've had a few. And the first one, I was in my 20s when I first seriously accepted God in my life. The Air Force had just assigned me to a base in Southern California. I had just gotten out of a bad relationship. And the only thing I was thinking is, this is going to be fun. I'm going to tear this place up. But Jesus talked to me. And we had our first conversation.
All right.
And I just told the Lord, and I'm just going to keep it real. I'm too cute to be going to that church. I can't be doing this right now.
Yeah.
I want to have some fun. So I'm going to stay on the road, but I'm going to shuffle a little bit. I'm going to shuffle a little bit.
Right.
But then Jesus told me, you're going to meet somebody that's cuter than you. And that's when I met the future Miss Jones. Seal the letter and mail it away. Done. Miss Jones came with some strings attached. Miss Jones had a friend and a faithful mother. She's still here.
Yeah. Amen. Yeah.
And she saw all through my craziness. And has prayed for me to this day. And she is the reason I'm up here today. I think, church, I had my second conversation with God when I started going to church. And I wasn't getting it. And I realized that I had never had a man role model in my life. And so it was difficult for me to start listening to a male telling me what to do.
Right.
So Jesus said, I understand. And he brought 3 strong African-American women, pastors, in my life. The first one introduced me to my call.
My Lord.
The second one mentored me through my call. And the third one brought that last push for me to accept my call. True life, traveling on the narrow road comes with consequences.
All right.
You're going to lose people in your life. You're going to lose family members. You're going to lose friends. People are going to turn against you because you're not any fun anymore. They will gripe about you always talking about Jesus and how much you love him. And on top of that, the devil is going to come after you. Because you were such a good soldier for so long. And he knows you better than you know yourself. And will come at you exactly where he knows where to hit you at.
That's right.
So you're going to have to understand what's a blessing and what's a curse on this journey. And for the ladies, if all of a sudden, and I'm going to go old school to new school, if all of a sudden your Billy D. Williams shows up, and I got a story for that, I'm going to age myself right now. I was at the drive-thru with my mother when I was young, very young. And I remember seeing Lady Sings the Blues. And my mother screamed when Billy D. Williams walked in that club or whatever he walked in. And the only thing she said was, "That's a pretty man." And Moving a little further up, if you're Denzel Washington or you're Michael B. Jordan, that shows up out the blue, you need to watch out.
Yeah.
And here's a few hints to be able to tell the difference
Yeah.
from a blessing or a curse. If you invite him to church and he says, no, I'm just waiting for you, let's just stay here and let's come. Okay, you know y'all like to come. But why does it always have to happen on Sunday morning? You need to run. If you ask him to go to church and he says, I've been waiting for you to ask me that, and next Sunday we can attend my church, he's a blessing. So keep him around. Fellas, I got one for you too.
Okay.
And I'm going to go way back for this one. And y'all, some of y'all need to Google this one. If your Lena Horne shows up, it don't get much better than that. Halle Berry. Today, if your Cardi B shows up. Watch out. On Sunday morning, you say, I'm getting ready for church. And all of a sudden, she wants to cook and serve her boo breakfast in bed. The same time church starts. And she doesn't even know how to cook. I know it's hard, but you gotta let her go. Now, if she asks you about your faith on the first date and tells you that she doesn't have time for any man who isn't led by God, she's a keeper. So, church, the Lord wants all of us to persevere through all the trials and tribulations. Because the longer you stay on the narrow road, the stronger your relationship will be with God. And one day, you're going to look up and you're going to see.
How about it?
Amen. Yes, sir.
There you go.
You're going to see the gate. And I don't care if you